gives you a number of how many people have looked at things. But, as far as, and I suppose if you really looked into it, you could find out a lot more. But I'm just happy with knowing that it's there, and there's people that are paying attention to it because um, it's obviously uh, it's just such a cool thing. I feel so cool. I don't know how to describe that other than, yeah, I feel cool. So, and there's Regis. I'm so glad to see you. I got to talk to you because I need to invite you to my baby's birthday party on June 1st. Be there or be square if you can hear me. Anyway, so all right, there he is. So Elizabeth, we're calling on you. And Elizabeth has volunteered. Is there anything that you would like us to do to be ready for this meditation, Elizabeth?
The meditation would be best at the closing because you're going to go quiet within and truly connect in with the oneness of the true being. This is a very, even just now as I was really getting guided, the profoundness of this is not about illusions. When you're really ready to accept your truly communion, this is a very devotional beyond just discussing. So even the discussion, very guided. I just was going way within. We close the meeting, allow at least 20, doesn't have to be 30 minutes, but because you'll be getting a little preparation. The meditation itself can be 15 minutes, but it's just, there's a few, it says not too much information because you would not show up for it if you really weren't ready to change your mind and truly see, not just talking about it, thinking about it. They said this is actually even more than a practice. So, because this is coming from the light itself, and much of this was coming through Saint Germain's ascension to this particular person. And it says, those who are really ready will find. Now, it's everywhere. So I offer that we have our readings, discussions, because then you will take that into the rest of your evening, provided you don't have much to do. But do give time before you choose to rest in your bed. The best you can, you'll be guided to, the meditation. It's not very wordy. It's actually going within. And then let it rest with you quietly. And you might get an inspiration in the morning, whether to, and not just practice with a lesson, really close your eyes and let it come through you. It might be something else, but they say really take it in, especially before you're ready, to close your eyes for the evening. And the same thing first thing in the morning. And it's very clear about the benefits to you will go beyond the intellect, the human mind, trying to figure this out. So in that, I'm just going to offer to trust in that. And does that feel all right with you? But we can start with, with the opening prayer. As I was reading through some of what was coming through, I have one of Kate Greaves' um, gratitude and I forget the name, and it's inspired through some of the course, but it's the Holy Spirit. And I will get offered to this. When each one has a moment, it might guide you somewhere else, but truly look at the last lines in the lesson of workbook lesson 75. This is, and it's flashing up to me everywhere today. The light has come. I'm getting over, even in your, before you're ready for your quiet, close your eyes time, you'll be guided how to, let's say, reconnect with this. It's even more than visualizing. And whether you pull it up on the screen or just even you could read the whole thing, or, I sometimes hear the audio, which I love, and really appreciate. My feeling is it's ready to land with whoever chooses. This is going into a very deep knowing within that your seed heart, not your physical heart, has waiting for the right time for the soil to have been prepared. It already is ready to spring forth within your unique yet comprehensive divine plan. That's why it gets to be a quiet, because only your, as it says, seated, what you chose before you came in to help you ascend, and your time is ripe to let that come from within your ascended self, helping you for your next blossoming and literally unfolding. How does that feel to you?
Okay, yes, that sounds really interesting, and I'm sure that maybe people have a couple of questions uh,
Sure.
as to what it is that you're planning to do. I was thinking also we could take a look at that lesson that you spoke about, and also
Yep.
maybe take a look at the reading for the day, which today's reading is the attainment of the real world.
Yes. And that's
And
that's this is opening the vision. And it says, and it's, I'm talking big letters, the light has come. When we speak and are learning about the holy instant, remember, this was all done in one instant. We're talking about it, we're preparing, but it says we're literally preparing. There's a time for preparing to cease. And then when that blossoms, if there's still more, we're going for where there's no more preparing. And it's literally saying, you're wherever you are within your, let's say, ascension, you're ready for. We can't look at anybody else's, but everybody else's is already ascended, knowing each rising up is already, and be very, oh, I'm getting so humble, grateful to this divine, awesome source that has all ready known when each seeming part would accept more, and all the more who are already lifted up are helping. And as you're lifted up, you won't know, but some part of you knows. So it's a very honoring, sacred devotion, and commune with it and know. I am God that designed this, orchestrated it. And your willingness has been answered everywhere. So it's a very going in the sacred chamber for yourself, big S, from yourself. So in that, it is truly a very more than just a meditation. It's truly being in the presence of your holiness.
So can we do this just now? Can you do the prayer and do the meditation now? It's already been 20 minutes.
Well,
So
would you like to? Because I can give
I would like to. I think that that would be what
oh,
people
how about this?
waiting
So
for.
speaking of even if not all the lesson 75, or you were speaking of one lesson, um, I could, let you do that while I could find the I could read, I could bring it up maybe on that one. But it's just reading even the last lines of lesson 75.
Lesson 75.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the light has come. That would just start to, I think, help prepare.
All right. I could play it, the reading of it.
Sure.
Okay.
And this too is and this will be once this begins, it says, be very still. um we're going to I will have my eyes open because I'm going to read it very specifically the way it's written, conveyed in the unveiled mysteries.
Okay. So
And so I'm going to have my eyes open with my light on because I want to have, there's also, they have I want to say the more than pictures, they literally, especially this is qualified from an ascension level. Saint Germain happened to be, and he would appear only in certain forms and then literally take them into light experiences. Um, there's a conveyance, it said, in these teachings that are of a high radiation. So even as I just was glancing at the chart of all these spokes of light coming out. I'm just speaking about the great rays. If you really read the course, there's a part where it releases these eyes to vision so that we don't try to look. It opens the great rays where we have vision. So I would suggest you will just close your eyes, get comfortable. If you want to sit, lay back a little bit, and just let this, it'll find a place within you to land. And just literally, the first 5 minutes are going to be about just stilling our senses. I'll be just reading that and holding that. They say, take five, not even 5 minutes. And then there's one step I'll give about going into the first, we'll call it a visualization, but trust me, it is more than that. It's very brief. And then I'm going to put a timer on, and it'll be a few minutes where you'll be guided to literally bring a white light, almost like a column of light surrounding your whole field, a dazzling white light. And then there'll be a few moments where, it says to just really feel the merging of the outer and the inner with it. You're going to yourself, seeing yourself. This is the source. And then there'll be another 10 minutes of literally connecting with it. And you'll just be there for about 10 minutes. Eventually, you may not want to just keep it 10 minutes, but this is what it says just to get started. And then there's a closing command. So actually, it can be done in 15 minutes. Eventually, you won't want to do 15 minutes. It says, I highly encourage you, it says in the book, to extend it 20, 30, and you'll know. But and then there's a very specific, it says closing command. Now I'll read it out loud since you don't have the format, and just keep your eyes closed and just feel it without trying to feel it. And then there'll just be, I bless the light at the end. And then you can just feel it. Be very grateful. You will find a way, because this has to do with the light has come. And I saw another, let's say, course aspect through a David Hofmeister that came today. And right at the top of his message was, the light has come. I went, and in the first quote, which when I go into where there's parts that speak about the great rays. Oh, you do. When we're in the infinite great rays that we are, that's when this whole world disappears and the real world, we are in that shimmering brilliance. It emphasizes not brilliant here, brilliancy. And it is very clear about the great rays extending quietly into infinity, endless peace and quiet. What does light have to discuss about? Nothing. It's nothing. It's the source loving itself. And we are those, that's all conceptual, minds, bodies. Says, set that aside. There's even places it says in the Course and others. Now, all our discussions, all our things, we just gently, that's the surrender at the altar. And now, wow, we are ready for more than a ride.
All right. So I will go ahead and play that lesson, and as soon as it's done, the mic is for you. I would ask everyone
Okay,
to please mute your
I'm gonna
mics
go,
except for
while you're
Elizabeth.
doing that, I'm gonna go set
Find your book.
myself up so I can get ready to read this for you. And I'll be listening as I do that.
Okay. All right. And please, thank you, everyone.
Blessing. And also, it just came to me because I said, even if one person stays at the end, I said, I was committed at the end to go into my quiet chamber and commit my glorious time with it. But even one person's there, that's why it's just, I'm fine, because it's really for not me, and literally, as we have shared before, but now this is, I'm getting at such a profound, there is such a shift going on. I'll tell you, I'm connected with light of all different things. This is the time, and each we're becoming, and even those don't know it are still a part of it. It's like, and those who already do are calling us to get upstairs, really. And a cup of we're or each own cup in a sense, but we become an even greater cup right now tonight. It is profound. And think, I said, like the chalice, the grail, the holy grail. It's mentioned in some of the Ascended Master let's just say where I've come. It is the opening, the opening. And you do want it because you would not be here now. Doesn't mean somebody else's, but you're thirsty enough. And our sacred, this is a very sacred moment for the overall shift, not only for your seeming separate, think of a separate self as a cell, like a cell. We're really saying we're time to, but without breaking out of jail, we're being freed. So this is a collective chalice, seemingly individually received. The chalice is fuller than we can even at this level conceive. So this was all just coming spontaneously now. And because it's being brought to be here now, not wait to the end, the time has come for another great ascension movement. And we are here gathered for our part now. And there's a place I was last night after quite some openings. I had such gratitude as I read something about the great lights. And it's not just the lights of our holiness, the lights of heaven, really the lights of heaven have always been open. Now we will see every glimmer of this light. Oh, is longing to be entered in and seen. That's why sounds disappear. We're going to hear our own chorus singing back the glory to the glory. That's us in itself, reveling in itself and in its joy of its recognition of seeing itself and the beauty and it's be grateful for the limitless. And I just had this flash, big capitals, all perfection. Take that into your heart of hearts. All perfection, limitless, everywhere, above you, below you, beside you, extending forever and ever, reveling in the glow. It says, be grateful and honoring to your brothers, but in awe of our one creator. That's where awe, and we will have no words, no need to discuss, because we're all going to be going, oh, we're going to be awing so much. And we will literally be in our lights of creation. And it's extending itself through us. And no matter which way we look, we don't even have to say more. It's going to pour more. That's nothing. It says, lift your eyes from the dust. You're not meant dust. Give all your devotion to where it belongs, and it will really reveal, open up, extend. You don't even have to extend. You're just receiving it, and it extends itself. And we're all truly seeing the same thing, feeling the same thing. We don't even, there won't be words. The rejoicing, we are going to be. I've had a few moments. I have been loving to get back there. We have a great opening beyond yet we know it's there. Oh, be grateful to look at the dust no more. We are in the light. Such glory. Wow. Be thankful. The time, the light has come. Cells will be vibrating in the light frequency. Wow. You are also feeling many, it seems, emotional, physical, mental changes because literally it feels like the spin, if you want to say, even in your so-called radiating atomic structure, is now stopping still. And the reverse spin is actually in the light, not by force, not by it can't see any of this. So in a sense, it's now in itself a purified by its returning to the source. It just gently, it says it doesn't even have to clean it. It's in its proper orbit. So we can have these moments of disorientation. Absolutely, because of the consciousness we're in. And it sort of feels strange. Yeah, sit down. Because literally what we feel as our atomic cellular structure is being guided to a new spin and activity. And even that is receiving, it's readying for higher frequencies. Big changes on our physical experience are happening. Could be food you're eating. Watch how much you put out for energy and exercise, even. Sometimes you'll be guided. Sometimes it says, is that really the right thing for now? Or it's a more gentle, even if it's motion, because the old still wants to keep spinning in its own determined current. Like if you've ever been in an ocean and experienced any kind of, tidal things. I have. I've been in Florida in enough ocean things where when a hurricane is coming up and it still looks kind of calm, I was with a friend. I got thrown upside down by just a shallow wave and almost injured my wrist. I said, respect why you still think you're in a physical body because it is ruled by chaos. And this is a true spinning. And yet it will land us so gently. The more there is one thing here before we go into the lesson. I'm feeling also. It's not even goosebumps. It's such a vibrational, and I already am aware of other, let's say, similar happenings right now. I'm going to preface this. I'm reading it right off of, I can see it. Thank you. They're helping me see it. This is a very old book. And it's actually printed all, I say they, because there's more than one light, although we're all one light. Wow. It's all in violet on white paper. This is from the Unveiled Mysteries, the first of two in this series. I've also been focusing, you can't see it. Oh my God. When you see, I feel the radiation, which I'm just getting is being transmitted to your own cells in every level. Oh, this is the spokes of the ray coming out from this great center. They call that's the central sun. We are not a sun like SON, not even this kind of sun, but again, it's giving us another way when you say the sun. And this is speaking of the great central sun, spiritual sun, the source, the emanation of all its creations of light. Only the creations of light are real. Spin off those cast upon those glorious cells of light. It's already been done. Now you're feeling it's not damnation. It is salvation, which needs no purifying, needs no healing, just revealing. So I'm getting to preface this now again, as I'm literally looking. There's also an ascended master picture of Saint Germain in one form. He appeared to this one, which again says, and there's a golden orb all around, a very light framed figure. And whenever Saint Germain did appear, I'm getting to reveal at some point in this particular, not just the light would come, would only literally come from the light. And even whatever garment it appeared in said it was appropriate for the moment. And it always had a dazzling, shimmering, transparent, not like regular clothing, although it could change itself into a more roby, but always it could feel the emanation. And so as I even gather that as, here we are, ACIM gather. And this is, again, there's certain italicized words, some not. So since you're not able to see them, that's why I'm reading it directly off of it, because the radiation is what's important. It's already there. And again, I just recognized, because there's something about the violet flame of infinite transformation and the threefold sacred heart of love, wisdom, and power, seen as a plume within the heart, the sacred seed atom. And the pink flame to the right represents love. To the left is the flame connected, which is a sapphire blue, which is wisdom. And in the center, the flame from the heart of this threefold sacred flame is golden radiance for power. And when blended, it forms a violet, sacred flame, a fire that does not burn. It transforms, transfigures itself from itself into the golden light. Bring it up all any discordant, misqualified energies, miscreations, purifying them to receive, and just let discord, any human, non-human, any energies, vibrations, be gently reordered, redirected, cleansed and purified into its purified electronic, atomic spin, purpose, and activity for the Christ within unfolding. That's why I was just really noticing the significance in this particular conveyance. Every word is some, I can only tell you, purple. It's my underlinings and things that I use different colored pens for. This is a direct, it's all direct, but so here we go right before the lesson. And if anybody has a question, I'm going to read this part because it says it's not need too much question, just your own willingness. And this is a very grateful, true surrender. This is the tiny self identity is really ready to release more, said more of it. Always, when I say that self, it's always the big self, considered the spiritual sun calling to its creations. You need not cast off your heavy garments. There are no heavy garments unless you want to keep them on. Why shroud yourself in darkness when the light is your home and your creations emanating from that one creator are loving us to see us. Contemplation and adoration of the light, that's all capital letters, compels illumination to take place in the mind, health, strength, and order to come into the body, and peace, harmony, and success to manifest in the affairs of every individual who will really do it and seek to maintain it all the way down the centuries, in every age, under every condition. We are told by all who have expressed the greater accomplishments of life, that's big letters, that, and this is all big letters, the light is supreme. The light is everywhere. And in the light exist all things. That truth is just as true today as it was 1,000,000 years ago. As far back as there is any record of humanity, the wise and great ones of all ages are portrayed with a radiation of light about them, emanating from the head and body of each. The light is real, just as real as the electric lights to your homes. There's some more about how it will reveal itself, but it's speaking about no amount of time, energy, and effort, and no real permanent dominion of one's we're talking about life and world, can take place without it. And then it says, it will be this was him speaking to this particular individual. It will be my pleasure and privilege to teach you the use of these higher laws. Their application and use will enable you to release true wisdom and bring about all perfection. Remember always, this is big letters, one becomes that upon which she meditates. And since all things have come forth from the light, light is the supreme perfection and control of all things. There's also a place, it's just coming to me, it says, thy kingdom is light. Enter into it. Enter into it and be at peace. The stillness and the peace of the great rays of the central sun, the source, the spiritual sun of all that is real and exists, awaits the call it has placed to awaken and be glad. Look not down to the dust no more, but awaken into the light that you are and calls you to remember and be in awe. And all will hear the call with you and will not hesitate to share that vision because it's in each cell that's longing for this call, and they have it. But until we answer, we have nothing to see, more of our own despair and misery. Oh, it says trust. Trust. So little is asked. What is 15 minutes, even 3 times a day? And more you will not hesitate. Even if you bring in a lesson, don't just talk about it. Go into it enough that it will take you in. Now is the time. Oh, don't wait for another missed opportunity. Grateful we are here in this loving, truly community. But we're going to where it's communion. Love, just loving itself in its glory and perfection, limitless, into infinity, eternally. Wow. Wow. Be grateful. Grateful. I am so grateful. I started to get the vision last night. Oh, my glory. There'll be no sorrow, and this joy cannot be contained where we're at. Oh, you're being prepared because it's the peace and the stillness that comes because of it. The joy will attend. It's a sacred right. You don't have to fight for it. You don't have to jump up and down for it. No, merge, melt within. You've been in the chrysalis way too long. The mud doesn't need to be cracked. The opening is in the top. Is your top open? Yeah, you're ready for the lights that you are. You feel ready to continue. Remember, it's only your own heart seed atom. This is way beyond the physical heart. This is a truly sacred heart chamber. Those leaves, those seeming petal leaves of the lotus, were never tightly closed. It's our own contracted self. Now it's unfolding. Oh, just be still. Just be still. Trust. Come home unto yourself. We're waiting for calling. Help us from here. Butterflies seek the light, but caterpillars can't see that light. So we are ready not to be trapped in that clay cocoon anymore. But when you soar, you will not see dust. And if you are, see again. Trust. You will love what you see. And in the mind's eye, a spiritual eye, one eye, one. So it is revealed. And so it is. Beloved, I am that. I am. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. Now the time for light has been welcomed and is ready for it to be entered into thy light, thy kingdom of light, right near, right now, this glorious, holiest, holiest of night, in this holiest of gathering, the cup, the chalice, the grail. Hold it wide open. Judge not, expect not. Allow surrender. Differences right now. Just willing, because we lay them not at the altar of our source, or at the Holy Spirit, the Holy Comforter. It sees there's nothing to take. So we give it. Don't mess with it. Don't have to try to do anything. Wow, how much is being asked? Be heaven restored to you. And in that, all the lights are on. And wow. Do you feel ready for the drinking in of the lesson? Any last minute, let's keep it too much of the intellect, but anyone have any, or do you feel the radiation in the right already? You will feel, you may or may not feel sensations. Be not afraid. Take, again, only your own counsel of guidance. If you feel to drink a little more water or hydrate, might feel a calling for that. Just trust, whatever it seems is happening. And it always call upon to enfold you even more in its blessed divine grace. It will respond immediately to where you are and what you think your needs are. Call in, before, but even now, and each can make their own call. I say keep it on all the time for me, just reminding myself. Ask that divine grace of which you are one with, in spirit, lives in a state of grace forever. I am spirit. Therefore, I, as spirit, live in a state of grace forever. So I enfold you, welcome you, divine grace within. Enfold us now, already asked to participate in the drinking of our holy, sacred grail. Amen.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. This has been beautiful, lovely, and I'm sure that everyone else has really gotten a great benefit from hearing your words this evening and joining with you. Thank you so much for the other Elizabeth for coming in. Thank you, everyone who came in. It's really great to have you all. And please join us again next week for Gloria and I will be doing the
Oh,
infinite way, living the infinite way. So
oh,
thank you all.
like
I
the
love you.
meditation real quickly.
Well, our time is up.
Oh, well, then let us close because when you picture the dazzling white light literally surrounding you for at least 5 minutes, then for 10 minutes, feel intensely the connection between the the outer self, and your mighty God within. Focus on your attention upon the heart center and see it as a golden sun. Then let that sun just fill your heart while you're in this dazzling white light. And I'll speak it now unto yourself. I now joyously accept the fullness of the mighty God presence, the pure Christ. And then you will feel great brilliance of the light and intensify it. Just feel into its brilliancy of the light for 10 minutes. Here's the closing command. I am a child of the light. I love the light. I serve the light. I live in the light. I am protected, illumined, supplied, sustained by the light. And I bless the light. The light I am. It's in your seed hearts. I'll be in the meditation and I'll be echoing that through your heart chambers. I love you. I thank you. And the light within. Review lesson 75 for yourselves before you close your eyes. I think you'll find much vision.
Thank you, Elizabeth. If anybody wants to say goodnight, go ahead and unmute yourselves. And
Mwah.
so
You-
grateful for everyone being
Thank you.
here.
Thank you so much.
I'll be seeing you even, as we say, more clearly in that holy night as our night evolves. Blessings to all.
Big
Thank you.
hugs.
Mhm.
We have a
Big
meeting Thursday night at 7 too.
Thursday night at 7, same time. So we'll be back. Love you guys.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.